is where, I mean, it reaches where you need it to go.
Hi, everybody. How are you tonight? I'm Colleen Lopez. Delighted to have you with us because we have a very special 2 hours planned for you. Andrew Lessman is here in the house, and we have big things planned for all of you. At midnight, we get to launch 2 Today Specials, which we're very excited about. How are you, Andrew? Always exciting to have you back in town.
Oh, my pleasure. It's been a while, been a couple of months.
Yeah.
So it's nice to be back, and we brought a whole bunch of goodies. Our normally scheduled Today Specials, because I know everyone plans their budget and they plan their vitamin consumption, so they run out at the right time. So we make sure that we have our special pricing because we want everyone to be able to time the best value when they run out of their product. So it's going to be omega-3s this evening at midnight, our maximum essential omega-3, and also a product that I think is the most underrated vitamin, and I said this about vitamin D for 30 plus years, but vitamin K2, MK7, we'll be talking about that. That's a perfect partner with omega-3s because of its relationship to heart health. So we'll talk about that at midnight. Very, very exciting stuff.
The omega-3 we do 1 time a year as a Today Special. This is the only time Andrew brings us a huge 750 cap supply. The savings on the big one is a couple $100s. It's unbelievable the value we get to offer you for the world's absolute, unequivocal, finest omega-3 product available today.
It's when we talk about it, it's hard to find the time to go through all the reasons and all the specific sort of benefits that this product delivers. And not just in terms of the health benefits for which you take omega-3s, but in terms of its experience. And that's what I say our products are going to give you, not just the benefits you seek, but an experience that's not unpleasant. And our omega-3s will never upset your stomach. They will not be hard to swallow. We were just talking about this before. Our products have always been unique, but our capsule is about 60% the size it was originally, and it has 50% more potency than it originally had. So when you look at the large capsules you see out in the marketplace, my capsules are about half the size, and they give about 50% more potency. So you get more of what you want. The balance is the balance that you want for the health of your brain, for the health of your heart, for the health of your eyes, for the health of your skin. And we'll go through all of that, but there's no omega-3 product even close to it that you'll find in a retail store, in a discount store, or a pharmacy. And you don't have to take my word for it because I'm gonna go through all the very, very easy to understand science about what makes it unique.
Exactly. We will be, of course, kicking it off officially at midnight. You are welcome to start ordering now if you'd like to. Both today's specials are going to be at the best value you will see all year.
Ever.
In fact, we've never done the vitamin K as a Today Special. First time we've ever done that.
Never been a Today Special. It's a product that we've spoken about only recently. I introduced it about 5 years ago. To a certain extent, it kind of fell on deaf ears that it's not something that the normal publications have really picked up. It certainly is getting a tremendous amount of press in the scientific journals, which we'll talk about. But I encourage you to go online. This is a Today Special until midnight tomorrow night. So I encourage you to go online and do some research about vitamin K2, MK7. Very different from vitamin K1, which is all about blood coagulation. This has nothing to do with that. What this affects is the role that calcium plays in our body. And calcium plays a very critical role in all our cells, especially in our skeleton and bones. But calcium is not something we want to have incorporated into other tissues. That's something called calcification. We don't want to encourage calcification or promote calcification of our arteries. And that we lose, or it lessens the resiliency of those arteries. So that's something we'll talk about again at midnight. But 2 very exciting products, best value, best pricing ever, a great opportunity to save on absolutely unique products.
That's right, free shipping. In fact, everything in the show tonight is free shipping and handling. You have extra flex pays available, and we have a packed lineup in this first hour. It's a little bit of a variety show, so we have a huge assortment, and then we'll get really into great detail about our 2 incredible Today Specials. The omega-3, of course, being one of Andrew's top-selling products of all time. And as we said, the biggest value. A lot of us, we wait all year. We know every April, Andrew brings this in as the best buy. So watch for that at midnight or order yours now. You're welcome to it. You can pick any of the sizes, take advantage of those flex pays and the free shipping and handling. But we're gonna start the night with our monthly special. And I must tell you that April is the final month that we are able to offer the yummy, delicious, and amazingly nutritious Choco Nouveau.
And you have to explain that properly, because each time I've said that to friends, that after April, Choco Nouveau goes away, before I could finish the thought, they think I'm no longer making Choco Nouveau, it's going away, it's history as a product. No, it's just Choco Nouveau, chocolate, and I'm not the first chocolate company to encounter this. Chocolate melts in the summer. If we were shipping in refrigerated trucks to your favorite grocery store, that would be fine. But a long time ago, I chose not to make my products available at retail stores, so we ship directly to you. We make the product, we ship directly to you, but unfortunately in summer it will melt. So at the end of April, Choco Nouveau goes away.
That's right.
And it doesn't come back until October. Last year in April, we did a Today Special. What I thought even better than doing a Today Special would be to take that same Today Special pricing, and instead of making your last opportunity to get it a one-day event, which would be very easy for a lot of people to miss, we'd make it a 30-day event. So it would go from April 1st to April 30th, and it would be Today Special pricing, and our monthly specials have basically become like their own version of a Today Special. So throughout the month, you get our chocolate, which is, without question, the best tasting and, without question, the creamiest dark chocolate you'll ever find. And that's because the ingredient that lowers cholesterol is an ingredient that reduces bitterness, and it makes it more creamy. By reducing bitterness, it means our chocolate has less sugar in it. So I've shown this before, where we could look at fruits or even vegetables and look at the amount of sugar in 26 calories, which each of our Choco Nouveau squares possess, is 26 calories. But if you look at the sugar levels, depending on the 66, the 74, or the 91, you have between 1.8 or as little as half a gram of sugar. But when you look at all those fruit, 26 calories of all those fruit contain multiples
Isn't that incredible to think about that?
But even better, even cauliflower or onions contains more sugar per 26 calories than any of our Choco Nouveau. So it is, and it comes with a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee, so I encourage you to try it and prove me wrong. If you read the reviews, this is a product that I think has about, and for a food product, this is unusual, almost 90% positive reviews. I think it's over 80%.
Yep.
If you look at that 1,400, what is that, 1,498 five-star reviews.
Perfect.
So that's about 75%, just under 75% are five-star reviews for a food. For dark chocolate, when most Americans don't like dark chocolate, prefer milk chocolate. But if you read the reviews, that's what you'll see people saying, that typically, I'm one of those people, I prefer milk chocolate. But this is dark chocolate with richness, without bitterness, with a texture that is creamy and not that dry, brittle texture of typical dark chocolate.
Let me show you what the choices are, because you can get a try-me size of 30 pieces, 30 servings, or you can get a nice big 300-piece choice. So you can see it's a 30, a 60, a 120, or a 300. Here is the regular HSN pricing. Because it's not going to be a Today's Special this month, Andrew is doing what would be equivalent to Today's Special type pricing. So you can see you're saving as much as you're spending, especially if you're stocking up on the large one. And across the board, though, the savings is excellent. And the key here, you have flex pay on these three choices, the 60, the 120, and the 300. And you're just deciding, do I want 66% chocolate? Do I want 74%? Or do I want 91%? If you're a diehard milk chocolate person, then go with the 66%, because it's going to be much closer to what you're used to in terms of a milk chocolate flavor. My favorite personally is the 74. It's right in the middle. It's so creamy. It's so rich. It's so delicious. So if you're trying to decide which one to try, 74 might be a great way to go. Or frankly, the 91%, if you're a dark chocolate person, you're gonna lose your mind on this dark chocolate because it is so delicious. But even if you have never liked dark chocolate, this is not like any dark chocolate you have ever eaten before. The reason is because it is so creamy, it is not dry, it's so satisfying, there's so much fun to eat. I mean, I have to tell you, I love that they come individually packaged. It's a way to really monitor, to stay on a food program, stay on a low carb program. If you're watching your sugar, if you're watching your carbs, and you still want a little treat, this is the answer. And then on top of that, it lowers your cholesterol. So not only is it yummy and delicious, it helps to lower your total and LDL cholesterol.
And not a little, significantly, and not sometimes. but it's something that the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved the ingredient in Cholesterol and in our Choco Nuvo as a means of lowering total and LDL cholesterol, as a means of helping to reduce our risk of heart disease, because it is so reliable and it's completely safe. It's not a drug. It's an ingredient that is what when you have a vegetarian or a vegan diet, one of the reasons cholesterol levels and LDL cholesterol will tend to be lower is because of the presence of plant sterols and plant sterol esters, which is exactly what we use in the chocolate to make it more creamy, to make it less bitter, and to make it lower your cholesterol. And I'll just read some reviews here, and you can go online.
Great.
There's thousands of reviews. You get a sense of how people enjoy the chocolate, both in terms of cholesterol reduction, but also flavor. Excellent product. I'm sensitive to statins. Those are the drugs that lower cholesterol. So I cannot take them for my high cholesterol. I saw this product featured last December, and I ordered one bottle to see if it would work for me. My cholesterol level has been consistently over 200. My lab work for this month went down from 225 to 186. My doctor asked what I've been doing, and I told him that I have been taking Choco Nuvo. He asked me for the number to order, and I gladly provided it to him.
Wow.
So I guess there will be more orders from Texas. Great. Choco Nuvo. I used this product when it first came out in December of 2015. It's only been around for, was it 2015? Yeah, 2.5 years. I didn't change my diet, but I ate 1 or 2 pieces of Choco Nuvo after my biggest meal. I only had purchased the 120 count, so I only used 2 per day. I had my blood work done on November 11th, 2015, during my yearly physical, and my cholesterol was 173. I then had my blood work done at the end of January 2016, and I went from 173 to 152.
Wow.
If that's a total cholesterol number, that's a great total cholesterol number. If it's LDL, it's getting better. Amazing. In just a little over a month, I couldn't wait for this product to come back in March. Since I live in Texas, another person from Texas, I bought 3 bottles of the 300 count. I'm ready to get my cholesterol down to 121, which is where I like it. Thank you, Andrew. This is such a great surprise.
Fantastic.
Total cholesterol went from 202 down to 168. I started taking this last fall when it first launched. It tastes fantastic, and what an improvement in my numbers. My total cholesterol went from 202 to 168, and LDL from 111 to 79.
Amazing.
I am a cardiology physician's assistant, and have to say, I am impressed. From Pasha. Absolutely the best. Choco Nuvo is delicious and absolutely works to lower LDL. My blood test for LDL was reduced from 131 down to 99 after including these chocolate squares in my diet. I eat 1 before each meal. It also helps satisfy my appetite. A bit before I eat, I have stocked up to ensure that I don't run out in the summer months. Please don't answer. And it's going away at the end of this month.
Stock up. This is your chance.
We'll do one more quickly. Please bring these back, Andrew. This was from last summer. Please hurry and bring these back, Andrew. They are delicious, and I normally hate dark chocolate. These are so rich and creamy. I eat these along with taking the Cholesterol. I just got my blood work back from the doctor, and my total cholesterol dropped 40 points, and my LDL over 20 points.
Bravo.
Please hurry. Even in the UK, I was recently reading a scientific article that discussed if the ingredient that we use in our Choco Nuvo to lower total and LDL cholesterol was simply incorporated into the diet, it could save billions of dollars in healthcare costs by helping to naturally reduce our heart disease risk.
Isn't that amazing? All right, I know we have to wrap it up for now. This is the last month of the year until fall that we will be offering this because Andrew doesn't deliver chocolate in the summertime, in the warmer months. So try it. I know you will love it. If you are on a restrictive diet, you're watching my mom, for example, is on a low sugar diet. This is a godsend for her because she loves a treat. She loves sweets. She loves chocolate. I'm the same. I am a chocoholic. I love chocolate, but I try to watch my calories. So this is the best of all worlds because it's healthy, delicious, nutritious, amazing chocolate. I hope you do not miss it. Again, choose the amount of cacao you want in the chocolate. That's the only choice you're really making, and we'll get this home to you whatever size you'd like.
The 66 is like milk chocolate. 74 is a creamy dark chocolate.
Yep.
The 91 is extreme dark chocolate. It's 91% extract. And our chocolate isn't candy. It really is an extract of the cocoa bean.
Oh,
really.
You girls and guys, you're gonna love it. I hope you're ordering yours, but we're just getting warmed up tonight. We have a big variety hour planned for the first hour, and then at midnight tonight, we launch into 2 great Today specials. But right now, we're gonna talk about glucosamine and chondroitin. This is a product for those of you that are taking it. It's life-changing, as most of Andrew Lessman products are, but this is a notice the difference, feel the difference product. If you have joint issues, and you know if you do, because when your joints aren't happy, they let you know about it, and they drive you nuts. So this is a way for you to get glucosamine and chondroitin at one of the most affordable ways to get it, because these are expensive ingredients, not when you shop with Andrew, and especially during our fun visit here.
And you have to do them correctly as well.
Nice big 480 size. That's great.
In the 480, the
the
proper way to take this product is 4 capsules daily. Okay. Some people take 2 capsules daily. I really recommend taking 4 capsules daily. Lincoln, my dog, who weighs about 33, 34 pounds, he takes 1 capsule daily as well. I open it up and empty it in his food, and you could do that with your dog. And we are going to eventually work on having pet supplements. I know I've...
Thank the Lord. How many times have people asked you
I know,
this?
But mind you, all we'll be doing is taking the same exact quality ingredients that I would not give my dog anything that I'm not willing to take. So my dog, your dog, will be getting the same ingredients that you get. We'll just packet it different. We'll put it in probably little sachets or packets and mix it with a flavor component that makes it appealing to your dog. So we'll do that in the future.
I love that.
And what's interesting is when you look at the original research on glucosamine and chondroitin, that original research from decades ago was animal studies. And the folks, when we first were doing glucosamine and chondroitin, one of my largest customers was a customer not buying capsules, but buying thousands of pounds of powder from me.
Oh.
He was a horse trainer.
Oh.
And he recognized that, I mean, horses are enormous animals. The stress on their joints is incredible. Their physical capabilities are incredible, but what their joints have to endure over the course of a pretty lengthy lifetime is probably far more significant than even what we have to endure. So it's a long time ago, whether it was a dog racing track or horse trainers recognized that glucosamine and chondroitin were absolutely essential for the health of their dogs. The folks who do agility training with dogs, again, glucosamine and chondroitin, we share that same molecular structure in terms of those tissues, the glycosaminoglycans that make up those tissues. And as we get older, as our dogs get older, we all suffer from the same changes and natural deterioration in those tissues that we have to give our body the tools, the raw materials that are necessary to maintain those tissues. And it has to be done correctly. We've been doing glucosamine and chondroitin since 1979, for 39 years. So probably 2 decades before anyone else really even thought about it. Originally, I was doing seminars for doctors, educating doctors about nutritional supplement utilization, because doctors get virtually, and I could vouch for this, get virtually no education or information about nutrition or diet, just a few hours in medical school. So it's something that now there's an abundance of clinical science that supports these ingredients and helps us age more gracefully. If we're going to be sticking around, I go on at length here. I was talking to a friend of mine, and we were thinking about, he was a marathon runner, triathlete, I was a sprinter, but we're thinking about the tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of miles we've put on our body. And every time we've moved our leg, which would be millions and millions of times, imagine a hinge on a door that's going to last millions of years, or millions of repetitions. And when you think of that, I think it becomes very easy to understand why we have to give our body the tools necessary to maintain these vital tissues.
Yep, this is just a quick presentation, but I wanted you to see, because if you do stock up, you need a nice big bottle of this. The 480, check it out, would normally be $204. You're getting it for $99.90. That's 480 capsules. Fantastic. And then we have FlexPay. Everything is on free shipping and handling for you. The best part about this is you will love taking this product. I've been taking this product for, gosh, Andrew's been here 22 years. So I've been taking this for 22 years every single day. That's remarkable to me. But I love this product. I rely on this. My husband takes this as well. We both really notice the difference with it, and I think that you will find the exact same thing. There's a lot of glucosamine products out there that frankly people say, I tried it, it didn't work, because not all of these glucosamine chondroitin products are the same at all. You have to take the right product to achieve benefits, and this is the right one.
That's one of the more common reviews on this product, is that they ran out, they used someone else's, it didn't work.
Yep.
They didn't want to try this because they've used glucosamine and chondroitin, it never worked. What's great is we have a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Unfortunately, the most common form of glucosamine that you find in a typical store is something called glucosamine hydrochloride. It's used because it's much less expensive, and also because of its molecular weight being lower, you get to use less of it when you make the product, which means that someone using it gets a double savings in terms of the manufacture of the product. But glucosamine hydrochloride has glucosamine in common, glucosamine sulfate, which is what we use, and that's what the science says is the beneficial form. In fact, there's very specific science that says the science only applies to glucosamine sulfate and not to glucosamine hydrochloride. Nevertheless, you go into your typical store, the majority of the products will have the wrong ingredient, which is why people have a bad experience. Also, typical glucosamine product is a tablet. Tablets, when compressed, disintegrate slowly. They dissolve slowly. There's a basic law in science that talks about dissolution being directly related to the surface area that's exposed. When you have a tablet, you have the outside exposed, the rest, the interior is not exposed. When you have a capsule that disappears in a matter of moments, and you look at that, those millions of granules, that's probably millions of times the surface area of a tablet, and that's not only why it will be better absorbed, but why it won't upset your stomach, because it goes into solution.
Exactly. I know we have to wrap this up. You know what's great about what you're just describing for us? Every single product Andrew manufactures is like this.
No, we don't make tablets.
These are small, these are easy to swallow. They do not upset your stomach. They do not repeat on you. And that's the beauty of it. If you've ever had a bad vitamin experience, you need to learn and try Andrew's products. You will see why so many people for decades have fallen in love with this brand, because they really do deliver the maximum possible benefits. For example, we're next up going to talk about turmeric. Turmeric is another ingredient we're all hearing a lot about, we're reading a lot about. More and more people are buzzing about it because the health benefits are remarkable when you take turmeric, and specifically Andrew's turmeric, the right turmeric. Let me show you what the choices are, because again, we have special pricing for this visit. You can get a try me size of a 30 capsule. We have 60, 120, or 140. Here is the regular,
240.
or excuse me, 240. Here's your regular HSN pricing. Here's our special pricing for the visit, and here's your savings. You can see $40 off if you go for the larger bottle. But turmeric is another one of those that you introduced this a couple years ago, and it has become one of your most popular. People love this product. It's a huge customer pick. And now I'm starting to read more and more about it. It's so interesting, because I really do think Andrew is a true pioneer. He was the first person to start really educating people in a profound and comprehensive way about vitamins, nutrition, and health, and doing it in a kind of a classroom forum where you're on TV, you're here to teach us. You've been doing this for decades, and I think it's made such an impact, because when you come up with a new, you'll start talking about turmeric, and then suddenly I'll notice other people are talking about it.
By the way, it's not a couple of years. Our first product with turmeric in it was a little over 20 years ago.
Wow.
Our first standalone turmeric on its own product was a little more than a decade ago.
Was it really?
Yeah, so
that's
it's
amazing.
Time flies when you're having fun.
So you've had it, but we haven't really focused on it.
We didn't, kind of like vitamin K2,
yes,
MK7.
Exactly.
We didn't spend a lot of time discussing it. Also, turmeric is something, what I've always spent time discussing was being very practical about turmeric. That turmeric is something that when you use it in food, if you use it in abundance, it's well absorbed. Most Americans don't use turmeric in abundance. Muriel, in her cookbooks, she tries to use turmeric. In fact, she uses it now in place of, say, paprika, because turmeric isn't very spicy, and it gives a beautiful golden color, whereas paprika is also good for browning foods and things like that and giving it a nice color. But turmeric has all sorts of wonderful health benefits when it's well absorbed. And that's the problem. What we've done with our turmeric, there's sort of two approaches to making turmeric more available. One is by combining it with some black pepper spice, which to me, I'm not sure if it's an irritating property, I'm not sure the exact biochemistry of how that black pepper spice enhances the absorption of turmeric. But instead, what I've chosen to do is follow the ages-old proven method in Asian cooking. Turmeric is well absorbed because when you cook, it's complexed with fat. So what we've done is we've taken the turmeric in our product, we've complexed it with a fat, phosphatidylcholine, a phospholipid. We actually have a separate product that's phosphatidylcholine. So it's the most important phospholipid in the brain, the most important phospholipid in the liver, and that enhances the absorption of turmeric about 23-fold, about 23 times. Without that, unfortunately, turmeric on its own, you see a lot of turmeric smoothies and a lot of turmeric juice. Unfortunately, without having anything done to enhance its absorption, turmeric, unfortunately, is very resistant to absorption and also very rapidly cleared from the body.
Yeah, you're seeing it in health drinks. I mean, you really are. You're seeing it.
It's better than nothing,
right?
Even if it's poorly absorbed, because even if it's poorly absorbed, by the way, turmeric simply going through your digestive tract, there's great research on the protective role that turmeric plays. It's not irritating, it's actually soothing. And speaking about soothing, that's why I like to talk about turmeric after we speak about glucosamine and chondroitin for our joints, because turmeric is really the best botanical, in my mind, in terms of delivering soothing benefits to our joints. It's my first line, and I've sort of been, I've stepped up my training. My birthday was in the middle of February, and I've stepped up my training. And I guess I'm not as young as I used to be because my body decides it's going to speak back to me. So when my body is speaking back to me, I respond with glucosamine, chondroitin, with turmeric, with marine collagen peptides. I have to give my body, as long as we're all placing demands on it, we need to listen to our body and give our body what it could use to maintain the tissues that we're challenging.
Exactly. If you would like to try it, it's at a special price for the visit. Every time Andrew's here, we get extra special pricing. You get free shipping. You get extra flex pays on everything. So if you already love it, we love, love, love taking this product. And it's interesting, and Andrew can speak to it in much more detail, but when we talk about a standardized extract, even if you were to use a turmeric spice in cooking, this is different because it's standardized.
In fact, something else that Muriel and I have been working on is typical turmeric spice that you cook with is about 1 to 3% curcuminoids. Our standardized turmeric extract is 95%.
That's huge.
Curcuminoids. So it's a difference of 30 to 90 times more. What we are looking to do is create a turmeric spice that gives you higher levels of curcuminoids, but doesn't sacrifice the spice flavor, the performance of the spice, and is affordable. So the sort of the cost of a spice and still getting the benefits of a standardized extract. So with this product, to your point, that when you're looking at a typical turmeric extract that you're using as a spice, it's 90 times less curcuminoids. Anywhere between, say, 30 and 90 times less. So this product is 95% curcuminoids that we then complex with fats to ensure, phospholipids, to ensure that you're going to get the benefits. And that's why this product is so incredibly well reviewed. Again, like all my products, a small, easy to swallow capsule.
Pretty color. You use no dyes, no
that color,
food coloring.
And the reason why, and I'm getting my fingers are getting orange, the reason why it looks kind of chunky is just think what happens if you add fat to a powder.
Right.
It kind of gets chunky.
Right.
So now as I push on it, you see it becomes a fine powder, but also my fingers get bright orange from the turmeric.
Look
That's
at that.
Because turmeric, at the same time as it was a very common, probably the most important traditional spice in India, probably one of the most important spices in Ayurvedic medicine, it was also the most common coloring in clothing. I think it was the Buddhist monks, that beautiful orange color of Buddhist monks' robes. I think that is, that's the color of turmeric.
There you go. I know we have to wrap it. We definitely wanted you to see that it is available. We do have special pricing for you. So choose the size you'd like. If you'd like to try it, we always try to offer that try me size. If you need to restock, this is the great time to do it. That 240 cap is here for $89.90 and that 095156. Okay, we are going to be scooting along. We promised you a great variety hour in this hour.
Just
before we go,
on the bottom of the screen a second ago, we had our ginger extract.
Ginger, yes.
A lot of folks who reach for turmeric for soothing benefits to joints and also for the digestive system. A lot of folks also reach for ginger for the exact same reason.
I love ginger.
So we have our ginger extract product as well, our ginger 450, which is a standardized extract of ginger root. So soothing for the digestive system, sort of Mother Nature's natural anti-nauseant and also soothing for joints and other tissues.
Love it. And that's 095156 if you'd like to try Andrew's ginger. It is available. But we're going to keep moving. We have the new Today Specials coming up in about 30 minutes. We're launching 2 Today Specials in the midnight Eastern Time hour. You don't want to miss it because we're talking about absolute essential products at the best value of the year. So you want to stick around for that. But coming up now, we have the acetyl L-carnitine. I love this hour because you've actually put some things in here that we don't always talk about in this 11 p.m. hour.
And the acetyl L-carnitine, oh, that's our secure chart up there. That was weird. I was going, that's not the right serving size. But we'll talk about secure maybe in a moment.
There it is.
But acetyl L-carnitine, it's an interesting ingredient. It's present in our memory and brain. Carnitine is a critical ingredient for fat metabolism. So carnitine has always been an ingredient that we've incorporated in products that support fat metabolism, energy metabolism. But acetyl L-carnitine is a special form of carnitine that also delivers in a critical group that's associated with the most important neurotransmitter in our brain. So if we look at some of the basic charts here, ALC, acetyl L-carnitine, promotes optimum energy supply and availability to the brain. It efficiently delivers its benefits since it easily crosses the blood-brain barrier, and not many molecules do. When I often talk about the challenges our brain has, when we're young, we like to isolate our brain to protect it from our indiscretions, from the bad decisions we make. When we get older, the protection of our brain is often its undoing because that blood-brain barrier, it's isolated. So it's more difficult to get nutrients and oxygen there, oftentimes more difficult to get waste products from our brain with the challenges to our circulation that comes as we age. But ALC, acetyl L-carnitine, is a precursor to the essential neurotransmitter that I just mentioned before, acetylcholine, levels of which decrease with age. It's also essential to the creation of sphingomyelin, which is that basically makes up the membrane that surrounds our brain. ALC helps to maintain healthy acetylcholine and energy levels in the brain. It supports overall brain function, including memory, concentration, mental acuity. It supports healthy blood flow to the brain and nervous system. It promotes healthy nerve function and helps protect nerve cells from oxidative damage. I'm going to skip ahead because what's important is also the acetyl group is also part of acetyl-CoA. Is something that enters Krebs cycle, or it's also known as the tricarboxylic acid cycle. That's really kind of where the rubber meets the road when our body produces energy on a cellular level. So acetyl-CoA is the acetyl group is a critical part of creating acetyl-CoA, which delivers that acetyl group, which then becomes CO2 and water, which are the byproducts of our energy metabolism.
Interesting.
And we create high-energy phosphates, adenosine triphosphate, ATP.
One thing I wanted to mention, there's only a few hundred of these in each size. We don't have a lot of this. This is a very limited amount in a limited presentation, just to give you a heads up. We do have it in a 60, a 120, a 240, or a 360. So if you want to try it or stock up, I would do it now because, as I said, it's very, very limited in terms of what we have available for you.
The last 2 times we've aired it, it sold out each time. Yeah. It's a very difficult product for us to make. It's a product that's a fraction of the cost that it was over 20 years ago when I first introduced it. It's one of those unusual ingredients that's become more affordable. The reason why people get most excited about it, I like what I was talking about before, the role it plays really in terms of our brain, also in terms of our brain, because you can't burn fat to produce energy without carnitine. So acetyl L-carnitine, we were talking about the importance of the acetyl group. Now we're going to talk about the carnitine part, which carnitine acyltransferase is an enzyme that's responsible for moving fat to the site within the cell where that fat is part of beta oxidation, where that fat basically gets metabolized and burnt for energy. So if we look here, carnitine is required for all fat metabolism. Carnitine levels decrease with age and can affect our ability to burn fat as we age. Carnitine is required to move all fat to the site in our cells where that fat can be burned. Carnitine's essential role in all fat metabolism is not just critical for weight loss, but also for the optimum functioning of our most energy-demanding organs, such as the brain and heart and liver, skeletal muscles.
Interesting.
But what's interesting, originally, we made carnitine available on its own, just carnitine, because acetyl-carnitine was 5 times, 10 times more expensive back in the day, 20 plus years ago. Acetyl-L-carnitine is the best form. It's now the most affordable form. So you get all the wonderful benefits we spoke about initially in terms of our brain, and now you get all the wonderful benefits in terms of metabolism and fat metabolism as well with acetyl-L-carnitine, and it's a fraction of the price when I introduced it a few decades ago.
Why am I not taking this?
Because we've only featured it 3 times.
Oh my gosh.
And each time it disappeared. So we've only done, I think, 2 or 3 airings of this in the last couple of years. So
this is an awesome product. I mean, just learning a little bit about it. We don't talk about it very often, but the health benefits are waiting for us. And there's 1,200 total left, you guys. 60, 120, 240, or 360. 360, we have only the final couple hundred.
And it's a little more than a dime a capsule in the 360. And mind you, we had a product, one of our most popular products, called Carnislim. Carnislim has gone away.
Right.
Because Carnislim was just plain carnitine. And it wasn't as affordable as now acetyl-L-carnitine, which is even better form. And it's pure, whereas Carnislim was a liquid, and we had some flavor in there and things in there that I like making pure products. So, and this is a difficult product to encapsulate. I could kind of show everyone. It's sort of like a little snowflakey. It's the ideal. This is far from
it's
the, as you can see.
It's pure, isn't it? It's pure white. It does look like
snowflake, but this is not the ideal thing that you want to be sticking into a capsule. We managed to get it done, but it's crunchy like you would expect, like little grains of snow would be. So,
wow. All right, I think these are going to be gone. So if you'd like to try it, this is your chance. We very seldom feature this. It's a wonderful product. We just touched the surface of the health benefits, but what a perfect night to stock up on something new.
And what's exciting about it, and because at the time everyone was disappointed that I made Carnislim go away, but Carnislim was just carnitine. And this gives you all the benefits of carnitine, but combined with the acetyl group. So you get all the wonderful benefits in terms of your brain, plus all of the benefits of carnitine in terms of its support for fat-burning metabolism. So it really is the best way to deliver these ingredients. And originally, this product would have cost more than double with 20-year-ago dollars. So imagine how affordable it is today. I never would have thought a product with acetyl-L-carnitine 500 milligrams would be a little bit more than a dime a capsule, but that's what it is today.
Do you know how I know we rarely talk about it? There's only a total of 48 reviews on this product.
Yeah, well, it's a product that I think we introduced in the 500 milligram size. We originally could only get 200 milligrams into a capsule, so we only introduced it in this new form probably 18 months ago.
Got it.
So it's brand new.
All right, we're going to wrap. Thank you all so much for your calls. We'll let you know if that sells out.
And mind you, we make all of the products. Unlike most folks that you see on television who don't make their products.
They're spokespeople.
We make all of them. So when we have a product like this that is a very difficult product to make, I'm part of the probably 200 emails that we're going through and exchanging, trying to figure out what we need to do to make products work. In fact, we're looking at doing there's a product on the market called Emergency, which is a vitamin C drink.
I love that, actually.
An effervescent vitamin C drink. We're trying to figure out how we could do that because you need to package it in an environment but we're trying to do a version that's 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 calories, but you have to make it in a room that's 10% humidity. 15% humidity because it's an effervescent, it can't have moisture. So I spare everyone the years of pain and suffering that each of these products are required for us to get them done because we do them without additives. And I've been working on this vitamin C drink, I hate to say it, for 30 years because I wanted it to be calorie-free, sugar-free, and carb-free.
Awesome.
And we're probably only a few months away from accomplishing it.
I'm so excited.
But it's difficult. And the acetyl-L-carnitine was another example of a product that's difficult, but when we get it done, it's
all right.
It's a proud moment.
We will look forward to that. But we're going to keep going because our variety hour is well underway here. We're next up going to talk about circulation and vein support, one of Andrew's top sellers, one of Andrew's top reorder products. This is another one people absolutely love. It is a notice the difference, feel the difference product. You know, if you're taking circulation and vein support, you really notice the difference when you run out. And then you notice that your legs don't feel the same. Your legs, your ankles, your calves, again, don't look the same, don't feel the same. It is remarkable what a difference this product makes. So let me show you, because we have several size choices for you. You can, of course, always do that Try Me at a 30 cap, but then we have a 60, a 180, or a 360. Here is our regular HSN pricing. Here's our pricing for Andrew's visit. Here's your savings over here. And if you have a minute to go read reviews, because there are thousands of reviews, over 2,600 reviews on hsn.com. Close to 90% of those reviews are excellent. So out of the 2,600 reviews, almost 2,200 are perfect 5. Perfect 5. And then you have another couple hundred that are 4-star. So this is a product that really is delivering incredible results for people all over the country. And we all love to sing the praises of it because it really does work beautifully.
It's over, I think, close to 85% 5-star reviews.
Yep.
I think positive reviews are close to 95%.
Yep.
This is an ingredient that you don't see it very often unless someone is copying our product. But when you do see it, it's an ingredient that you have to be very careful where you source the raw material from. This is an ingredient that originally, when I first found this ingredient in Europe, it was not available in the U.S. and it wasn't yet approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to be brought to America. In Europe, it was being regulated as a pharmaceutical, as a drug. It's a natural ingredient, it has natural sources, but it wasn't yet approved to be brought over here yet as a natural ingredient. So it's an ingredient that I have more experience in than anyone else who might be offering it here in the U.S. And we have increased its potency. We've added other ingredients that science and research have shown us, specifically the butcher's broom extract, which rivals diosmin, which is the key ingredient in this product. It rivals diosmin in terms of its benefits. So the synergy of this formula is really unlike any other product that might be pretending to be like it. And no other product has the reviews this formula has. No other product has the experience we have with producing it, having been producing it for more than 2 decades. So it's something that I'm very proud of, because if we probably hadn't done this 20+ years ago, I don't know if this product would be here. And I don't know if all of the people who have benefited from it would be benefiting from it now. It's a natural product. I don't think I make a product that has as much the reviews that we'll talk about this on omega-3, and that there are so many reviews that refer to it as a miracle product, the greatest product, wouldn't want to be without it, a lifesaver, and all these kinds of expressions of praise. I think praise is lavished more on this product, circulation vein support, than any product I make, in terms of it being life-changing, in terms of its being unexpected and the benefits that it delivers. And all you need to take is 2 capsules daily. I don't recommend 1 capsule. Some folks choose to take 3 capsules, but I really think, all things considered, 2 capsules is the ideal way to take this as a daily product.
Absolutely. You hear us talk a lot. If you watch this presentation, we nickname it the nurse's product. Anybody who is on their feet a lot, if you're required to be on your feet for your job, if you're on your feet a lot, anybody who sits a lot, if you sit a lot for your job, or you just sit a lot during the day, anybody who sits a lot or who stands a lot can benefit greatly from this product, because sitting is not good for our lower extremities in terms of circulation, and standing, of course, really puts a lot of wear and tear on those delicate veins and capillaries in our legs. And that's the whole reason people notice a difference. When your veins and your capillaries are healthier, your legs are healthier. They feel different. Your legs feel differently. They feel more energized. They don't feel like lead weights by the end of the day. You don't feel like you just want to put your feet up the minute you get home because your legs are killing you. And that's why people say they notice the difference in the size of their ankles. They notice the difference in the size of their calves. You literally see the difference when you have toned veins in your legs. I mean, it really makes perfect sense, actually. But then when you start taking it and you start using it, and people are blown away, because it really is life-changing, because you suddenly feel like doing things you didn't feel like doing before. You have more stamina. You can last longer when you're standing, when you're, if you're a teacher, whatever your profession might be. Anybody, if you work in retail, again, anybody who stands a lot, and even somebody like Andrew, he is super active. He's an athlete, he's super active. Even someone like Andrew takes a product like this. My husband also, he's super active. He goes to the gym every single day. He takes this. Steven, our producer, again, he's in fabulous shape, but he sits a lot for his work. I mean, it's just not sitting is not good. Standing, I love this product. It makes such a world of difference. I always remind Andrew, when I first started working with him 22 years ago, didn't take any vitamins. Didn't care about vitamins, didn't know a lot about vitamins, did not have good vitamin experiences, was not a vitamin taker. So I was a beginner. I was learning, just like maybe if you're new, you're learning too. But one of the things that I will tell you that happened is that back then I used to have to sit for these shows. I could stand for the first hour and then my legs would get so sore. My legs would be killing me, my feet would be killing me, and they'd bring a stool out and I'd sit for the second half of the show. And so that's what I've noticed in my work, the fact that I stand for hours, usually on a hard concrete surface when we're standing, and I notice that my legs don't fatigue the way they did. And I'm going back 22 years. I was a lot younger then, and yet I feel like I have more energy. My legs just feel more energized. I don't get fatigued the way I did way back then.
Oh, I know it from me from just because I constantly exercise.
Right.
I'm not as young as I used to be.
Right.
It's not unusual for me to, we were just spending the last few days in Miami before we came to St. Pete for the shows. And it's not unusual for me to do 25, 30, 35,000 steps. And 35,000 steps is, I guess, somewhere around, I don't know, around 15, 16 miles.
Do in 3 days.
And but that's
my 3 days.
Mine are not, these are not 30-year-old legs anymore. So I just notice the difference in recovery. I notice the difference in how my legs feel at the end of the day. I notice how my legs feel when I'm laying in bed.
Yes.
I think when our legs don't fully recover, our legs feel like they're still in motion while we're laying in bed. They almost feel like they're vibrating. They're taking on a life of their own. And that's so much of what you read in the reviews about this product, that the tissues in our legs, in order to properly recover from the day's activities, they need to be well nourished, they need to have adequate reserves of oxygen, provided adequate amounts of oxygen. They also have to have their waste products carried away. And then if the venous wall tone is such that fluids seep out of those tissues, not only do the blood vessels then enlarge, but also pressure is created in the tissues of the legs. And of course, when pressure is created, we have nerves in our legs that register pressure, and that pressure is either registered as a feeling of pressure or even as a feeling of pain. So to the extent we improve the health of the walls of the veins and thus reduce the fluid that seeps out, the pressure that's created, not only are our legs going to look better, but they're going to feel better. And just quickly, I just want to read some of the reviews.
Right.
Every time before the shows, I always review a number of reviews just before we'll go on. And these are all fresh reviews. So they're on this product, there are thousands of reviews that just are just incredibly.
That are perfect 5.
Yeah. What is it, over 2,000?
Over 2,100 are perfect 5.
I mean, how many products have 21 reviews, let alone 2,100 5-star reviews? And this is not a product with 10,000 reviews. This is a product with only a little more than 2,500 reviews,
exactly.
of which 2,100 are 5-star reviews.
That's
so, but here, amazing. This product is absolutely amazing. It started working within 2 weeks. My legs were swollen and tight as a drum, always felt cold, and they looked like bowling pins. I'm 53 and overweight, but I've been going to the gym, and my legs have always been a struggle. I cannot stress enough how great this product is. You will not be disappointed. I've had my family watching the change in my veins and legs. I've tried so many different things that didn't work. This product is a lifesaver. I highly recommend it. You will not be disappointed. It is worth every penny to me. Thank you for a great product, Atlanta, New Jersey. And by the way, once a year we do a Today Special on this. It will not be a Today Special until 2019, unfortunately. So this is the best pricing you're going to see in 2018.
Great.
And obviously that large size at 2 capsules a day will last you 6 months. 2 bottles of that will last you into 2019.
Perfect.
Almost just in time for a Today Special.
Nice.
So it works. I used to wake up at night with leg cramps so bad I'd cry, and the muscles would be sore for several days. Since using this circulation vein support, the only time I've had a cramp is when I know I've allowed myself to become dehydrated. I think I had the early signs of restless leg syndrome. We read about that all the time, but since using circulation vein support, and I even wonder if restless leg syndrome, not to deny that it exists in terms of how people feel, But is it really a disease? Is it really a pathology? I'm just, but certainly it does exist.
Right.
I can relax and not feel the need to keep moving. Thanks, Andrew Lessman. I use several of your products and haven't found anything bad about any of them. The difference in my veins is extraordinary. I wish I had taken pictures before I started taking this, but the size of my veins has shrunk and I'm loving it. I've not had twinges of discomfort in my legs since starting this. I wish I had bought the largest bottle. Awesome. I really love this circulation vein support. I was having trouble with my legs and veins and remembered that my sister told me she has taken this for many years. Her legs are wonderful with no signs of any vein problem or any varicose veins popping out like I have. So I decided that I needed to order some of these and they have done wonders. I am on my second bottle and will continue to take them. I read these and I just get goosebumps.
No, it is true.
They're
Ladies, I'm telling you, I have 3 sisters, we're all 1 year apart. And so we were all by the pool, and I'm the only one that didn't have like the spider veins and stuff. And they're like, why don't you have the veins? Because it's kind of a hereditary thing in my family. I'm like, at first it kind of didn't occur to me, but I thought, it has to be this. It has to be the circulation. Because I've been taking it for 20 years. I mean, I've been taking it a long time, and it really has made a big difference in how my legs look and feel.
Well, I think there's no, there's no magic in a bottle. There's no magic cure for anything. But as I always say, to the extent we make a good wellness decision, to the extent we give our body what it needs to take care of itself, and in a product like this, we give our body something that allows it to maintain what are challenged blood vessels in our body. We'll be talking a little later with vitamin K2, MK7 about our arteries and how important the resilience of our arteries is to our well-being, especially our coronary arteries. But when it comes to the veins in our legs, it's really something that has to do with our comfort, and it has to do with our vanity. We don't like those enlarged blood vessels. We don't like to see those tissues swelling. And certainly if we lose weight and if we try to be active, those are things that become sort of co-conspirators with this product in doing the right thing in terms of getting us going in the right direction. Because if our blood vessels in our legs aren't healthy, if they're not comfortable, we are not going to want to feel like exercising. And if we can't exercise, then we're not going to be achieving the weight loss we seek. And if we don't achieve the weight loss we seek, it's hard for our blood vessels to get healthier. It's kind of a vicious cycle. So this is an opportunity to do something that clinical study after clinical study have validated the importance of these ingredients and the benefits of these ingredients. And the reviews speak to those benefits almost unanimously. So Absolutely. It really is something worth a try. 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. If you don't love it, you get to send it back for complete refund.
Absolutely. I know we have to wrap it up because we have a couple more goodies we want to squeeze in. One item we just want to mention, we'll try to make some time during our shows tomorrow to tell you more about it, but it's Andrew's cranberry product. And if you are looking to restock it or if you'd like to try it for the first time, a lot of us take this every single day. It's a remarkable product. We have several different size choices available. I don't know that I have the bottle out here, but we do have it in a 30, a 60, a 120, and a 240 caps size. So you pick the size you want. The 240 is only $39.90. It's super duper affordable. Men love this, women love this. If you are looking for something that's going to support your urinary tract, this is a fantastic product that those of us who take it, we love it.
When folks stop me, when I'm walking down the street, and actually I'll be in New York in a week, but it's funny, when I walk down the street there, people stop me there more than anywhere. I think because you walk down the street and you see people.
Well, it also is one of our largest audience bases, is New York.
So, which is where I grew up.
Yep.
But the products that are often, people speak to me about healthy hair, skin, and nails, but really circulation vein support passionately. It's a product, CoQ10 of course, but really circulation vein support. It's a product that I encourage you just to try it. If you don't like it, you send it back. It's a complete refund. It costs you nothing. But I think the opportunity to make a difference in something that can make a profound difference in your life is worth the experiment, your personal experiment.
All right, well, we're going to scoot along. Do you know that we're 8 minutes to a new day?
Yes.
This hour just like zipped by, blew by, and in 8 minutes we're going to launch the first of 2 today's specials, which we are so excited about. So prepare yourselves for that. We'll get you more details in a minute. But right now we're going to talk about one of the all-stars in Andrew Lessman's line of product, and that is his incredible coenzyme Q10. unequivocally the finest CoQ10 product on the market today. This is the CoQ10 200, and it is loaded with features. It has vitamin B12, vitamin C, and so much more. You can do a 30, a 60, a 120, a 240 cap supply. Give it a try if you're not taking Andrews yet. It is the best CoQ10. You will fall in love with this product.
It is the most comprehensive CoQ10 you'll find anywhere. So if you really are seeking the benefits of CoQ10, you really want a comprehensive formula. So you're sure to get all the ingredients that enhance or support the benefits of CoQ10. Just as I spoke before about circulation vein support and its key ingredient diosmin, that over 2 decades ago, we were the original folks. I don't know of anyone else who was petitioning the FDA to bring that ingredient into the United States. Similarly, with CoQ10, back in 1984, I don't know of anyone else who went to the company, the only company that was making natural CoQ10 at that time, a company called Konica. I don't know of anyone else who went to Konica and who was importing from Japan CoQ10. Back in 1984, CoQ10 is one of those, we view it as perhaps among the most important ingredients to supplement, certainly the most central ingredient for energy metabolism, but I don't think most of us contemplated back in the 80s or 90s. We really think about it in the 2000s.
Right.
So back in 1984, it was a central part, the main focus of my product line because it was so important, and that's 34 years ago.
So one thing I wanted to mention, because I'm noticing it's not listed in this graphic. So this is a special formula of Andrews coenzyme Q10. So down here it's explaining this has vitamin D3 in the formula.
Right.
And as you call to order, you're choosing the size of the bottle, but then you're choosing, do I want 1,000 IU or 2,000 IU
Free.
of vitamin D3 for free?
The vitamin D comes for free. It's the pricing is really the pricing of CoQ10 on its own, and our CoQ10, of course, comes with vitamin C, B12, and a full B complex. But once a year we do a special version with vitamin D. So we thought for this visit we'd bring along a little bit of that special version. There's probably only going to be enough for one airing, I believe, but you could choose 1,000 IU vitamin D or 2,000 IU vitamin D, and that would eliminate your investment in a separate vitamin D product, which in a 360 capsule supply, that eliminates about a $30 or $40 investment in vitamin D.
Yeah, it's great. I didn't have to, because I'm taking the one with the 2,000.
Yep.
It's fantastic because that's just one less product you have to buy. We all know it's important to be taking our vitamin D3. So you just decide if you want the 1,000 IU per capsule, the 2,000 IU per capsule. It's a fabulous value. And again, the price is the same. That's just free ingredient that Andrew has added. So whether you do the 30, the 60, the 120, the 240 for $109,
what's interesting, back in the day when I first started making CoQ10 back in the 1980s, the rule of thumb was 100 milligrams of CoQ10 was roughly $1, 200 milligrams of CoQ10 roughly $2. So a 200 milligram capsule using that formula from back in the day would be about $2. So 240 capsules would be about $480. And we have old charts that actually reinforce that pricing. And then if you look at the fact that each of ours comes with a bonus of non-acidic vitamin C, it comes with a full B complex, our special B12, which is an orally absorbable B12, so you get all the benefits of B12 without needing a B12 injection. So it truly is the most sophisticated CoQ10 you're going to find, and our price on CoQ10, it hasn't just gone down over the last 34 years. It's plummeted.
Right, look at this. This is 2000 to 2006. And so if it were the same formula back then, here's what our pricing would have been. That would be the price to get the same ingredients that you were getting today for $109.90.
No, that's why I've been not just proud of the quality and the uniqueness of this formula. Again, it's another product that's virtually perfectly reviewed. I think it's about 95% positive reviews. But also the fact that it's become more and more affordable. CoQ10, think about it. CoQ10 before was a product that would cost about $2 a capsule or $3 or $4 a capsule for high potency like this. Today, what does that come to? It comes to about 30 cents or so a capsule.
Wow.
So CoQ10 went from being an extremely expensive product to being an affordable product. And again, with my CoQ10, you're not just getting CoQ10, you're getting your choice of 1,000 or 2,000 IU vitamin D. You're also getting a full B complex with the most unique bioavailable B12 you'll find anywhere. as well as our special folic acid, our special form of folate that many of us have sort of our unique genetics doesn't allow us to properly metabolize folate. I happen to be one of those individuals. Probably about 2/3 of the public is that way.
Huh.
So we use a special form of folate now with all our products that contain B-complex and folate to ensure that everyone can benefit from folic acid. Unfortunately, most people can't benefit from the typical folic acid, but that's so much, there's so much to talk about with each of our products beyond the central ingredient and the central benefit, because we go to great lengths to make sure that you're getting a product unlike anything else on the market.
Yep. But if you are not taking Andrew's CoQ, you should, because you will love it. You notice the difference when you take it. The sense of well-being, plus the health benefits are so remarkable. It's really one of the most important things to supplement.
It's a great feel the difference product, what I often say, because coenzyme Q10 is a fat soluble. It's better absorbed in the presence of a little bit of fat. There's no better product to take along with our CoQ10 than our omega-3.
That's it.
Because it ensures you get the best absorption and the good fats. You're getting the DHA and EPA that we all need.
And speaking of the omega-3, we have it as our best value of the day. And because it's officially a new day on the East Coast, let's introduce our incredible Today Special.